Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, these two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'd be able to claim the season sweep.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
This defense for the Steelers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And with the playoffs ahead, this is how you build momentum, because they pitched a shutout last week, and I don't care who you're playing.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Micah Parsons
in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 21 carries, 114 yards, and a score.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez.
Deontay Johnson deep for the Steelers.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now Lawrence.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
29 is Mike 29. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, go.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down.
Well, they were backed up to start the drive, but how about that aggressiveness? Firing it downfield right away. Nice job there getting out towards what would have been their normal starting position.
A first carry for Najee Harris.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
Here we go. Kill. 90 Wolf.
This is Harris on the draw, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
They go play action now. Lawrence. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up fourth down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their second straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively. And this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Micah Parsons.
It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. We're scoreless after 1.
Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. On the return, Johnson. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, second quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season. Sitting now at 13-0 and a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some of this week were...
Yeah, it was something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So on 4th down, a big-time completion. And the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
Mike Tomlin has reached for that red challenge flag, and he'll throw it out there. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. Lawrence on the sneak.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They were stopped last time from the 1. Now here's another try on 3rd and goal. Harris. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3.
Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Jerry Jeudy hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start. The Browns drive about to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And now Mayfield on the bootleg.
That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 42. Now Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down.
Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
It's a loss of 11 on the play. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here's Lawrence. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play there for the Steelers. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Harris. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Again, it's Harris on second down.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there. That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
It's out time, guys. It's out time. Mike Gore, man, that's trash. That's trash. Let's go.
They'll try to run with Harris. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
Hey, seam 6.
On the give, this is Harris. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now third and goal. A give to the fullback. This is Watt. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Derek Watt as the first half is down.
And the Steelers would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make the score 14-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And we'll see what they want to do. Just 20 seconds remaining here before the half.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. T.J. Watt in on the tackle. So we have come to half. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. Here comes Johnson on the return. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
29 is the Mike 29. Watch the screen.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
What did they call that on?
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down.
Now, that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on third down.
And it is incomplete. I had a defender running right with him. And now it's third down.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Everyone go.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4. And it was the visiting Steelers who came away victorious, so they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Pittsburgh.
61, matchbox lights. Hey, Zoo. Watch the whip, Zoo.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
6-6, bullet high. Watch the shit.
Lawrence will throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Johnson.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43.
You gotta be ready. Hey, Haywood.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. 29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Hey.
29 is the Mike.
Lawrence.
Focus, defense, focus.
That is caught by Lamb. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run again with Harris. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change. Touchdown! And that's caught at the 2. CeeDee Lamb, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. And, oh, this is Beckham remaining down on the ground. And apparently in some pain. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And he may have given those 6 yards right back as they're going to get to him well behind the line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Mayfield now. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Micah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This offense, thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to...
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play that time for Pittsburgh.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They run the counter. Harris. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. It'll be first and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll try and run with Harris. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Trevor Lawrence
keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Steelers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 28-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Mayfield. Oh, a strip. The ball comes out, and it looks like Steeler football. It is.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
63 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris,
his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Steelers are closing in on a 14-0 record as they extend their lead.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Browns set and ready to go on offense.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
Again, it's Harris on second down.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Tony Field that time in on the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Pittsburgh, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Buffalo Bills next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles.